We back. All right, guys, we're back in the PM session. Let's go. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, DMONEY, aka Jerome, aka I don't know. You guys are saying I'm still muted? Ice, what's up? D-Money, let's go. Amanda, what up? Got one more trade in. Moshan, got one more trade in me. Free Jerome. Hey, Jerome's out on bail. He's free for the time being, that is, I guess, right? Gotta love it. All right, we back. So we'll kind of review some of the trades from the AM session if you missed out on that session. So in a second. Ankle monitor. Yeah, I guess that boy got an ankle monitor on. Let's go. Derek, good afternoon, everybody. Missed all trades earlier. Need to get some in before 2 p.m. Having meeting. Let's go. Well, I mean, the market's bullish as of right now, right? Definitely bullish. We took all buys this morning. So I don't see anything that's changed. I know the White House behind me is on Fox News. Let's make it happen, D-Money. I need it so I can quit. That's a lot of pressure on one session, right? That boy good. No sound. Check your, you gotta check your audio so everybody else can hear me. So I got a little tropical smoothie. Let's go, chat. Got a little tropical smoothie going on, a little Bahama Mama action. One of my favorite smoothies from Tropical Smoothie. So D-Money in the house, Sleepy Mocha, what's up? Yeah, exactly. Audio is good. Yeah, I'm getting thumbs up. Ginger's telling me she can hear me, so I trust Ginger. So all right, so let's kind of look at some charts. This is the 5-minute chart. Price has been holding and respecting. Basically, we have not broken all day. So this is what I kind of talk about. We have not broken the 14 and the 50 EMA and had a close below either EMA so far on the 5-minute chart, right? So basically, every time price gets either to the EMAs or in the middle, it pushes right back up, right? So it's kind of like some slow grind action going on right now in the market to the upside. This 25,338.25, that's actually yesterday's high, believe it or not, right? So that's the yesterday's daily candles high. This is the daily chart. So we're quickly approaching that area. So being cautious. So we do have CPI tomorrow. Javier, when are you going to start cursing us out? That's probably not going to happen. Rooney Tunes, great show this morning with you and PW. Only person missing was Jerome. Yeah, well, I don't know if PW trusts Jerome, right? So, I mean, his son's bike was missing. You got, gotta watch that guy. It took off from the 14. Yeah, it did. So, all right, let's kind of look at just a quick recap on a few trades from this morning. Let's go. and we're currently expanding higher, right? So, but really quick, let me just kind of point this out. EMA cross to the upside, 5-minute chart. EMA cross to the upside. You had the 5-minute opening range. Roughly 25,044 area. You had a break above that and price never returned, right? So that was an easy momentum play to the upside for buys. Also took some buys when price came back and did a retest. Put in a low up here at like 25,084. And like I said, price has just been kind of cruising up, right? You get a breakout, a retest to the EMAs, and more upside momentum, and that's currently what's happening right now. So Gauge Keep, biggest trade of my life this morning, $23,000 in profit. Entered at 9:10 and closed at 9:55. Let's go. The sport's done. Good afternoon, D-Money. Hey, how are you? All right, so we're currently expanding. I am going to be trading, guys. So I'm going to be trading on my Legends straight to funded accounts. I actually got 3 of the 150K straight to funded account Legend accounts, right? So these accounts, I am green on the day so far. So I'm going to try to continue to run these up. Let's go. So what I want to see on a 5-minute chart, and let me switch back to it. I would love to see this next 5-minute candle maybe push down to this 228 level possibly. And if so, I might try to catch some of that momentum to the upside, but price is pushing nice. Like I said, I won't be surprised if that 25,338 levels touched or tapped or even broken through today. So Zahir, Rudin, hey D-Money, looking forward to your show. When you have time and are waiting for a trade, will you be kind enough to explain your use of the 14 and the 50 EMA? And I'm glad you kind of brought that up. So let me pin the 14 and 50 EMA in the chat, because that's going to be a question that comes up. All right, so my 14 and 50 EMA, those are the 2 that I use, guys, right? That's pinned in the chat. So yes, straight to funded. Yeah, there's no test for these evals, correct? Or I'm sorry, there's no eval phase. These are direct straight to funded accounts. Profit target is, if I'm not mistaken, is $6,250, and so I'm gonna see what I can do to run them up. Let's go. Matter, yeah, pretty much, right? All right, so we have the White House speaking right now. No, I'm not in the trade yet. So I'm waiting for price to give me some kind of retest back down. This current 5-minute candle, the reason why I'm not in a trade, this candle pretty much took off, right? I mean, it's a 68-point candle on the 5-minute chart. So it's kind of hard to get long if you didn't catch it right off, you know, the open of the candle, pretty much, which is like 207 area. So I'm waiting to see if I can get some kind of retracement back down. Edgar, what's up? Let's go. How do I like the 290 level, Lucas? Well, I mean, I feel like if price is going to continue to push to the upside, that 338 level is my short-term target. And this is the 4-hour chart. I'm just kind of looking at the 4-hour chart, right? And looking at where price had like the last kind of, I guess, if you want to say resistance level, if you're a support and resistance trader, that's that 338. And by the way, that's yesterday's high. So that's how I'm kind of playing it, right? Yesterday's high. All right, so here's a little retest down. 5-minute chart. Everything is pretty much being bought right back up, right? So like if you're not kind of timing this right, your stop is going to be pretty wide. So yes, anybody can get a straight to funded account. Correct. All right, so is this 253 level going to hold? That's what I'm kind of looking at. Is this 252, which is the low of this current 5-minute candle? So the low is 252.75, right? So is that level going to hold, or are we going to get a deeper retest down to the 14 EMA, which is 231? Because this was basically the previous 5-minute candle. What I'm referring to, the previous 5-minute candle was a breakout candle, right? Meaning that it put in a higher high. So the pattern's been price puts in a higher high, and then it comes down and does a deeper retracement, whatever you want to call it, retest, before expanding higher. So we are roughly about 15 minutes from the open of a new 1-hour and 4-hour candle. So yeah, Trump gonna talk. All right, so are you saying Trump is talking? You're saying you got 15 hours. Are you meaning 15 minutes? Uh, 3 o'clock. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we're holding 253 right now. So that's what I'm kind of watching, right? If price can hold that low, current 5-minute candle, okay, so we just close bearish. 253. What contracts? DMONEY, what contract do you trade? MMQ or NQ? Yeah, I trade NQ. I trade 1 to 2 contracts per account. My day is going good. How's yours? Let's go. I'm up about 7,000 on a day across all accounts, so no complaints. That boy good. That boy good. I don't think we could have had a better AM session, guys. I'm just being honest. I feel really good about the morning session that me and PW had, to be honest.
Order filled.
All right, so I'm in a buy. My stop is going to be below 260. That's just anticipate more upside, guys, because it held that low, right? So I'm going to play it kind of safe on this trade, because if I don't like the reaction, I'll probably close it and look to re-enter a little deeper on the retest. If it can't hold this 260 like level, I'll be out. Was looking for like 10 points roughly on the trade, so like 282. I want to see if we can get a quick reaction to the upside, right? That's what I would like. Quick expansion higher. And I was up probably what, 3 points and then or 4 points, and then it started to pull back. So if it stalls, we can always re-enter on a deeper retest. So no issue, not worried about it. All right, so showing some weakness. Let's see if it come on, let's go. Looking for that 282 level to get taken out. We had a retest to the downside and an expansion higher, so that's my thesis on why I took the trade. Looking for 10 points. Might be a little choppy too, right? Because of the secretary speaking. So I am cautious of that. That's why I'm only going to give it a little bit of breathing room. Somebody said it's not going to stop. Look out. I'm not quite sure what that means, guys. But my stop is going to be controlled, right? So if we can't, looking at the 5-minute chart, and that's what I kind of reference, right? You guys see that all the time. We had a low put in, price expanded to the upside, so I want more upside momentum, right? Because I'm a momentum trader. So if it gets stalled, that's fine. I can try to re-enter on a deeper retest. If it wants to do a deeper retest to the downside, that's fine. Not worried about it. Put the trade on, let it ride. Like I want the low, I want that 60 level to hold. So if it can't hold that low, then I don't want to be in the trade, right? But just looking at price action, want some momentum to the upside to continue, right? We're above the EMA crosses. We had a retest. And I wanted this to happen quick also, right? So just kind of like as a price action trader, you don't want it to stall. And it's kind of struggling a little bit, to be honest. So about 10 minutes left before the close of this 1 hour candle. So I want to see some momentum to the upside. Trying to trap some sellers, right? That maybe got short here, not realizing that we got some strong momentum to the upside. And my take profit is roughly, if we can get there, is 282, which is about 10 points. It's going higher. Yeah, I mean, I want it. I feel like it wants to go higher, but remember, right, we have to be cautious of retest as well. And I wanted it to go quicker, I'm being honest, right? I want to see momentum now, like to the upside. Let's go. About 9 minutes left before the close of a 1 hour candle as well. So, all right. Let's go, NASDAQ. Let's go, baby. Looking for 282. I'm gonna go ahead and take that, guys, because it's kind of stalling out, right? So profit is profit, right? We'll take it. It didn't move quite quick enough, but a win is a win. And it's gonna go there now. Ah, that boy good. That boy good. Yeah, if you're still long, I mean, I just wanted it a little bit quicker, right? I wanted that move to span a little bit higher. Not gonna be greedy, guys. ZZZ, that boy rich. Hey, that's the goal, I think, for everybody, right? Everybody wants to be successful. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so there it's starting to go, right? Starting to push higher. That's the classic. Edgar, D-Money is Speedy Gonzalez, quick money maker, love it. Yeah, I'm just taking what I can get, guys, right? Like, I mean, I know, like, I wanted it to move quicker. That's the only thing, right? I mean, I was only looking for 10 points on the trade. I think at one point I was up pretty much close to 10. You know, I was almost there. I just don't like how it's kind of stalling. And maybe that's because the secretary's speaking. I'm not sure, right? So, or the White House briefing. So, got to be cautious of that. We're also about 6 minutes or 5.5 minutes away from the close of a 1 hour candle. So that's also in the back of my mind. If I look at the 1 hour chart, bullish for sure. Long wick at the bottom. I mean, bulls are clearly in control right now, right? I mean, it's like, look at this wick. So the wick on the 1 hour candle, bottom wick is 50-point wick. And it's gonna pop that take profit right now. Look at that. Pretty close to it. D-Money, any payouts this week, or are you just trading evals? So yeah, guys, unless I mention it, I'm actually trading funded accounts or direct funded accounts. So these are these current accounts that I'm trading this session. They're actually the Legends 150K. They call them straight to master accounts, which are basically straight to funded accounts, right? So if I'm trading evals, I'll definitely let you guys know. But yeah. So and then this morning I traded my Lucid straight to funded accounts as well. Let's go. All right. So there's that take profit level, right? Just took a little bit longer than what I wanted, but that's life. That happens. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm perfectly fine with that. How much am I up on the day? So I'm up over 3,000 on these 3 accounts, and as far as the Lucid accounts, give me 1 second. Let me check. So at this point, I'm just gonna wait, right, for the 1 hour. We're so close to the close now of a 1 hour candle. I'm gonna wait. All right, so these are the Lucid accounts. I mean, so that's 8,000, right? That's 8,000 on a day. Let's go. So yeah, it's a slow grind market, right? So take profit would have been hit for sure. That's fine. I'll take the W. Somebody in the previous, in the morning session, they're like, how close are you until payout on the Lucid account? So I got $3,000 more to go, right, on those accounts. So you got to be at $9,000 to start taking, I believe it's a $3,000 payout per account. So I'm just trying to slowly get there, right? So I'm gonna wait now until price basically kind of closes out on the 1 hour chart. Took one trade for a buy, and we're also gonna get the close of this current 4 hour candle. So the higher we go in price, this is the 4 hour chart. So the higher we go up in price and away from the EMAs, the trickier it gets if you're a higher time frame trader, because you're like, okay, how deep is, you know, are we gonna get some kind of retest to the downside before expanding higher, right? That's the question. So we got about a minute left. That's my alarm for the minute left mark. No, I'm not in the trade now. I closed that trade out for a win, right? So my take profit was 282. Closed it out a little early because price was stalling, right? So yeah, I'm out of that trade. How is consistency rules? So legends straight to master accounts, which are basically straight to funded accounts, is 30%, and the Lucid accounts are straight to funded is 20%. Let's go. Higher, like we said. Yeah. I just wanted it a little bit quicker, right? So, all right. So here's the open of a new 1 hour candle. Close as basically as a bullish hammer, right? So if you kind of look at the strength of that 1 hour candle. So now the only question is going to be, how deep is that retest going to be on this current 1 hour candle? But if I'm bullish, I want price to probably push down initially, form some kind of bottom wick, maybe retest the body of the bottom of the candle, which is at 25,239, and then start to push up, ideally, right? Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but ideally. What does a 30% mean? So yeah, I'm trading prop firms. So every prop firm, for the most part, they have a consistency rule where your highest profit day can't be more than that percentage if you want to get a payout at the target payout amount, right? So like Lucid is 9,000. You have to make $9,000, right? So they have a 20% consistency rule. So your best trading day, if you want to get a payout at $9,000, you can't have a day above $1,800, as an example, in that trading period, right? So do I think new all-time highs or a dump at the top? I'm not sure. I mean, the beauty of it is that I'm a price action trader. I'm gonna kind of let price dictate what it wants to do, and then I want to react. That's my job, right? So that's how I make money in the market, is basically reacting to what price is doing. So it doesn't matter to me, to be honest. I mean, if it rejects the high, that's fine, but this is nothing right now other than a new 1 hour candle and 4 hour candle opening and getting a retest to the downside, right? Unless I see otherwise. The way that I trade, if I'm bearish, so if I'm a bear right now, for me, price needs to be back below the 5 minute charts, 14 and 50 EMA, right? So which that level is 25,190. So if we're back below 25,190, with a EMA cross to the downside on the 5-minute chart, for me, that's short-term bearish, right? Short-term. Doesn't mean it's long-term, but short-term we're bearish. Because price has been holding the EMAs all day, right? Since the open of the market. So if all of a sudden we dump off and we're below the 14 and 50 EMA and we get a close below them, both of the EMAs, then momentum could be shifting. Confusing. Yeah, I mean, I think the best advice I can give you, just keep tuning in to the streams, the AM streams, and the D-Money show in the afternoon, and you'll catch on to what we're talking about. Let's go. I mostly trade. I actually get my bias off the higher time frame, which is the 1 hour and 4 hour chart, and I go down to the 5-minute chart for entries most of the time. So I see a lot of strength right now on the 1 hour chart, right? Because this last 1 hour candle that closed, price actually closed. It had a retest of the 50 and the 14 EMA. And it pushed up, right? Which means that there's strength in the market. So for bulls. So there's nothing right now that's kind of telling me to go short. Give me 1 second. Just gotta log back into these legend accounts. All right, so let's see. James Sullivan, 1830. What up, D-Money? Hey, how are you? Blocky, D-Money grinding lately. Or gritting lately, yeah. Do you ever get tired of answering the chat? I mean, guys, I've been a beginning trader before, right? And I'm not saying that people that are asking those questions are beginners, but maybe, you know, we've all been, I mean, repetitive questions. I mean, like, I don't, if it's a 14 and EMA question, I think at this point, I mean, it's pinned in the chat, so hopefully that'll kind of stop being a question. Hit the like button. Yeah, guys, we got over 1,400 people watching, so if you haven't hit the like button, please do. How many, Ginger? So we only have 233 likes, so I don't want to get beat up by PW, guys. So if you can please hit the like button, I would appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, maybe this is your first time tuning in, please do. Let's go. We're just trying to make a little monies. Old dirty chat, old dirty trader. So I see you all the time in the chat, so I'm not gonna answer that because I know you're being sarcastic on that. Let's go. Oh, Ginger, you got some people saying hi. All right, so what am I looking at right now? This 1 hour candle has only been open for 6 minutes. And we're retesting basically the previous candle's body, right? So the low of the previous candle's body is 25,239. So is price gonna get to that level maybe and then start pushing back up to the upside? Because a lot of times the body of candles are reaction levels as well, right? That's what I'm kind of waiting for it to see. Overall, I'm still bullish. Now we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had 6 1 hour candles that have been green. So as that number starts to increase, you have to also be aware of that at some point you're going to get some kind of pullback. Doesn't mean it's going to happen right now, but it's just going to be interesting. Sherelle, hey D-Money, glad to be back for this D-Money show. Missed the first trade with you. Yeah, it happens, right? I mean, I took a buy. Basically just anticipating price to continue higher. We had a retest on the 5-minute chart. We had a wick that formed on a bottom wick that formed on this candle. So that's what I was kind of looking at, and you had a push back up. So my stop was actually like 261 and I took a buy. It stalled out a little bit. So I closed the trade for I think like 7 points. I wanted 10 points or more, but it was just stalling a little bit, so I closed it. If I would have held it probably 30 seconds longer, I would have got the full 10 points, but that's life, right? That's trading. Jerome would have caught it. Let's go. All right, so did you guys see the news about Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier as far as being arrested for gambling? Former NBA players and a current NBA coach. Man, that's crazy. They gone. Yeah, Chauncey. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this guy was obviously a great NBA player and then a pretty good coach, and then now look. I mean, that's why you would throw away your career and like that. I mean, that's for gambling. I never understand when I see stuff like that, right? Like, it's like you got a family, you got kids. That's crazy. Innocent until found guilty. Yeah, I mean, you're right on that. But, I mean, what I'll tell you with sports, if the NBA, if you're going to get arrested, yeah, I mean, we're all innocent until proven guilty, right? But Terry Rozier, I mean, there was, you know, obviously he was in Miami at one point and all that stuff. And I'm pretty confident that they're probably going to have enough evidence to convict. I'm just being honest with you. Not looking good, I'll say that. He got arrested for playing illegal poker games. Yeah, with the mafia. There's something with the mafia. There's strict rules about that kind of stuff, right? Poker games are gambling, right? It's the same thing. So, all right, so prices kind of stalling out a little bit, retracing to the downside. On the 15-minute chart, the 14 EMAs at 25,213. So a lot of times you'll kind of see this price action, right? Price will push up to the upside, put in a higher high, and then it'll come back down and do a retest before expanding higher. So just being patient, looking for the next setup. D-Money making money. He owes Jerome lots of cash. Let's go. Double top, then drop. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, guys, but remember, right? So if we're saying that, we're basically kind of picking the top. So what I will say is we've held the EMAs on the 5-minute chart all day so far, right? We've held it. Once we got above the EMAs on the 5-minute chart so far, we've held them. Like, they've been respected, right? We haven't got to close below the 14 and the 50 EMAs. So the way that I trade, I'm trying to ride the trend, right? So now that could easily change, right? Trump comes out and says something at 3 o'clock. Or, you know, news comes out that is unfavorable for the market, and then there's a sell-off, right? I mean, anything's possible. I'm just saying, as far as what we've gotten so far, price action so far has held the EMAs all day. I ignore some questions. Yeah, I can't. So guys, I mean, we got to be a little bit realistic. I can't I'm not gonna catch all questions, guys. I wish I was that good, but I'm not. So what was your question that I missed? So I apologize if I missed a question, but it's not on purpose, it's not intentional, but it's impossible for me to catch every question, right? So because when you post a question in the chat and there's other people we got over 1,500 people that are tuned into the stream, right? So there's other questions that are basically coming in when you're typing stuff. So what was your question, Kaya Alex 2453? Yeah, what would PW tell you? Yeah, yeah, I mean, all right, so if you're asking how do I use the EMAs, guys, if that's what the question was, you're gonna have to continue to tune into the stream. I pretty much show that every day. I'm just being honest. So the EMAs, I use them as almost like a support and resistance. So these arrows on the chart, these little pointy hands, that's kind of showing, right, that the EMAs are very well spread apart, which means that there's some pretty strong momentum to the upside because this is a bullish EMA cross. So as price approaches the EMAs, it should actually hold that area, right, if it's going to remain short-term bullish. So if you want more clarification on that, my advice would be continue to tune into the streams and you'll see how I use the EMAs. Yeah, guys, I'm honestly answering as many questions as I possibly can while still looking at the charts, right? Because I'm looking for a next setup. So, you know, I'm not trying to be, you know, rude or anything. I'm just being honest. Like if I miss your question, I think, you know, maybe this is your first time on the stream. You'll see that really quick. Like I'm gonna answer as many questions as I can. So. All right, the EMA settings are posted. They're pinned at the top of the chat. So if you take a look, they're pinned under Patrick Wieland, right? 14 and 50 EMA, 14 and 50 EMA. All right, so this current 5-minute candle is kind of, you had a little bit of selling pressure so far, right? The previous 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5-minute candles. This current candle just had a dip below the 14 EMA and now it's pushing back up, right? So is it gonna hold and close bullish? And then if so, then maybe that 283 level is back in play. Yeah, so he's polite now, give it a couple months. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be myself, right? I mean, I think a lot of you guys recognize that. I'm gonna be myself, right? So all right, so this is the push that I was kind of talking about off the EMAs, right? So if this can hold and close as a bullish pin bar, then short term that's positive for buys, right? Because you would anticipate price if it can close, because you still got about 2 minutes and a half left on this current 5-minute candle. But if it can close this way with some strength, I mean, then possibly 282, that 282 level could be in play. D-Money, the way you explain in response is beautiful. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm just trying to make a little money. I blew my first funded a couple days ago trading gold using RSI divergence and VWAP strategy. Do you think this is a bad overall strategy? That's another thing about me, chat. Like I don't think however you want to trade is how you want to trade. You know, like whatever your strategy is. I'm a firm believer. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you go on social media, you'll see somebody making money with RSI divergence and VWAP, right? Mike, you're a cool guy, D-Money. Hey, I appreciate that. Let's go. Do your research on EMAs and just listen to D-Money and you guys will figure it out. It takes a lot of screen time. It's the only way. Yeah, and that's true, right? You're going to have to, even though you know, tuning into the stream, you'll kind of see, because it's like trading live price action, right? It's live. So, but the more you kind of look at the charts and you start to kind of figure out how the EMAs work, and like I said, continue to tune into the streams. You're going to see me take the same trades over and over. I'm not going to sit here and say that it works every single time because that would be a lie. But if price, I mean, it's pretty simple to see right now, right? Price has been kind of respecting. We haven't had one single candle close below the 14 and 50 EMA, right? Meaning that below both of them. We've had a retest in the middle of the EMAs, but price could not close below, in this example, the 50 EMA. So there's nothing right now that's telling me to go short. But we're price action traders, right? If the price falls through the floor, then you react to it. I mean, simple as that. Day 5 of asking what playlist these. So this is a Trapify Your Day 75-minute trap beat music mix on YouTube. Let's go. All right, so we held. Let me make sure I'm logged back into this account. 1 second, guys. Pin bar form. Yep, exactly. I see that. I do like that pin bar, that bullish pin bar. So if I'm long right now, my stop would actually be 256 because that's the 14 EMA, right? So if price gets and I'm going to take a buy. My stop is going to be 256. If it can't hold that, or 255, sorry. Take profit, preferably will be 280. Doesn't mean we're going to get it. If I don't like the price action, I'm going to close it, right? Because I want to see some expansion to the upside. Pretty quickly, right? I want to see it go at least to this 278 range. All right, so I'm up pretty nice. Let's go. I want to see it continue though, right? I don't want to see it stall out. Yeah, I want to see if we can at least tap this 278, 277 range, ideally, right? All right, that's almost 10 points, guys. So I'm going to watch it here. If it starts to kind of stall, then I'll probably close. Let's go. That boy good.
Order filled.
That boy good. Let's go. I'm just trying to make a little money. All right, that's 2 for 2, guys, in this session. Let's go. All right, so let's see where we're at on those accounts. $4,500. Let's go. So I'm approaching 10K on the day, right? I mean, I'm just trying to make a little money. All right, so let's recap. Let's recap that trade. Really quick, pretty simple. Bullish pin bar, 5-minute chart. You had a break below the 14 EMA, which showed, right, a retest. It closed back above the EMA, which is a bullish indication for me as a price action trader. Took the trade, anticipated more upside to at least 278. Let's go. I'm trading one to two contracts per account. Yeah, I appreciate that, Ginger. Yeah. So guys, we got 1,593 people. How many, Ginger? We got 1,571 people watching. I just took two trades, two banger trades for buys, right? Two buys. Let's go. Please hit the like button, guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. Oh my God, D-Money, good trade. I'm just trying to make a little money. Let's go. All right, D-Money, so when you pass an eval and go to a funded account, you have to reach a profit goal again before you can start taking out payouts? Yes, yes, that's correct. Bro, this is about to go to the moon, the next candle. I mean, it could. So remember, I mean, that's okay if it does. I mean, I just showed my P&L, right? So I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna pick my spots, right? So that was a good trade, bullish pin bar. Took two trades so far, two winning trades, right? And guys, remember, we're actually trading the afternoon session, right? This is the afternoon, and this is technically two trades before 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is actually your power hour, but I think Ginger kind of mentioned, and some people in the chat, right, that Trump is going to be speaking at 3. So they should watch a different stream if they can't hit the like button. Let's go. The sport's done. Classes in session, kids. Yeah, hey. We just trying to make a little money. D-Money, does your eyes get fried from looking at the monitor all day? Not really. How many accounts am I trading with? All right, so these accounts, so I kind of mentioned that at the beginning of the, I don't know if you were on the stream, like right at the beginning. But typically what I do at the beginning of the stream is I kind of talk about what accounts I'm trading, like in that particular session. So these accounts that I'm trading right now, like in this session, because I traded the Lucid accounts earlier. These are the Legend 150K straight to master accounts. Let's go. I got 3 of those accounts, so I'm copy trading those 3 accounts in this session. And I'm switching between accounts, guys, because because of the consistency rule, right? So if I make too much money above the consistency rule, all I'm doing is basically pushing back my payout, right? Because I have to continue, you know, that consistency rule is gonna grow as I continue to make more money if I'm above the threshold. So Legends has a 30% consistency rule. Lucid has a 20% straight to fund on the straight to funded accounts. And I'm using I'm trade copying on Tradevate. Let's go. Hence the Tradevate prop logo at the top of my screen. What time do I go live so you can watch? So the D-Money show is actually 1:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. So I'll be joining PW, I imagine, and I enjoy that, right? Like I think me and PW together is a vibe. So I obviously enjoy that. I enjoy trading the morning session with him. So whenever that can happen, I'm ready for it. So let's go. What EMA numbers? So Kenny, that's posted at the top of the chat. The 14 and 50 EMA. 14 and 50. More talk about the trade. Well, I mean, we took 2 trades, right? So like I said earlier, we have not gotten basically a drop below the 50 EMA, right? Price has not closed on the 5-minute chart below the 50 EMA. So I imagine, I mean, I can't tell the future. I'm a price action trader, right? Meaning that I react to price, what price is doing. So if there's momentum in the market, that's basically what a price action trader wants. And took the trade off. And this is where you have to, somebody said like, oh, it's going to continue to go through the moon. It might, because it could be building up for an expansion higher, right? That's what it's been doing all day. It's been like one of those slow grind days. So I'll take 10, 12 points here and there, right? Taking my piece of the pie. I don't have to get the whole move. Here's an expansion up, right? There you go. Pop through, put in a new high. Tom R8790, you and PW are the 2025 Hakeem and Simi. Let's go. Swimmer 999, D-Money, I don't know what the candles are. Should I learn it? Yeah, so I mean, you can go to, so when I used to trade Forex, and it's funny because there was a site called Baby Pips, and it's still active, and it basically had like, you know, what's a candlestick? What's this? What's that? Right? So yeah, you can kind of Google like bullish candlestick patterns, bearish candlestick patterns, like all of that stuff. So when I'm saying like bullish pin bar, that's what I'm referring to, right? This is a bullish pin bar. So, but yeah, you just got to kind of study up on price action. Johnny Fibonacci, D-Money, your analysis of the EMAs and price action has been a game changer for me. Appreciate you, my dude. Hey, that's good to hear, man. Hey, but you're doing all the work, right? I'm just basically calling out what I see on the chart, how I read. I'm kind of talking about how I read the market and taking trades based off of that, right? But I'm not clicking buy or sell for you, so you're doing the work on your end. Savage Trader 1, are we bearish now that the volume didn't take us higher? I'm not bearish at all. I don't see, if we can't close below the 50 EMA on a 5-minute chart, I'm not looking for sales right now. I still feel, I mean, based off what I'm seeing, 25,338, which is yesterday's high. right? So this is a daily chart. So that 25,338, that's yesterday's high. So that could be in play. I'm not saying it's going to hit that level, but it could be in play. If we're going to continue to slow grind up. Chess, D-Money, you take afternoon trades. Yeah, I took 2 trades already. Let's go. I took 2 buys. 2 buys. Is it JEO4ZJ? I didn't catch your stop. Is it below the 5-minute candle? So it depends. So you have to kind of watch. Like every trade's going to be a little bit different depending on if the price is too far away from the 14 EMA on a 5-minute chart, then my stop is going to be more than likely below the previous 5-minute candle's low. As an example, right? Every trade's a little bit different. Mark, D-Money's teaching us how to be more accurate traders. Let's go. That boy good. That boy good. Yesterday's high was 305. I don't see that on my chart. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm talking about the daily candle. Yesterday's daily candle. I'm not sure what you're seeing, but Hardline 1107. Hi. Hey, what's up? Loving the stream and analysis. Hey, I appreciate that. Just trying to make a little money. And host, he's supposed to be speaking at 3 o'clock. But Trump is famously known for speaking late, right? Or starting late. So that may or may not happen exactly at 3. Just be aware of that. And I am cautious of that, chat, right? So took a couple trades already, and we're not, Power Hour technically starts at 3 o'clock. So, but yeah, he's supposed to speak at 3. D-Money, do you trail when the price keeps moving in the right direction? I mean, that's a discretionary thing, depending on if you're happy with your profits or not. So that's totally up to you. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Yes, you can buy a straight to funded account. There's multiple firms that if you go to onlypropfirm.com, you will see all the prop firms that ranked and all of that stuff as far as which ones are the cheapest right now, that kind of deal. You can get all your information at onlypropfirms.com. Let's go. Use the code PW, guys. Which one is my favorite right now? I mean, I like Lucid because, and I think PW kind of even said that this morning, that that's one of his favorites right now as well, because, they have a daily loss limit, but as you continue to make profit in your account, it's like, it's like 60%, right? Of it kind of grows with you as you grow the account, your daily loss limit. So I like that concept. Hardline 1107, 2 W's. Yeah, took 2 trades already, 2 winners, right? So we'll see if the market presents anything else. I mean, you do have to be cautious of Trump speaking at 3 possibly, right? So I'm gonna kind of be cautious of that. This is the current 1-hour chart, and it's currently bearish but you got 22 minutes left on this candle, right? So anything can happen in 22 minutes. That's a long time in trading. Is it Odom or Adam 9 DMONEY? Hey, what's up? How are you? Will it be reasonable to expect a pullback in this area? It is a 4-hour and 1-hour wick, and today moves do not have significant retracements. Though we need closing candle below EMA. So, all right, like I kind of talk about a lot, the further away we get from the EMAs, you have to be cautious, right? It doesn't mean that we won't continue to move in that direction. So like today's example is bullish. We're bullish overall. That doesn't mean, that we can't continue to pump higher. However, all right, so if I measure from the 14 EMA on a 1-hour chart right now, price is currently about 100 points away from that area, right? The other thing is we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've had 6 green candles in a row on the 1-hour chart. So if you kind of start just kind of looking at price action and counting candles like on the higher time frame, listen, we can put in another 6 or 7 candles to the upside. I'm not saying we can't, but it's very rare that we don't get some kind of pullback that occurs when you start getting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 candles right in a row on a higher time frame that are one color. No pullback unless Trump says something stupid. Yeah, I mean, remember at the beginning of the stream, I said that 25,338 for me is in play. Like that level can be touched. And keep in mind, guys, that we do have CPI tomorrow. So even if we don't get a deep retest today, who knows, right? Sometimes price tends to trend in the opposite direction of where CPI is gonna, impact the market, right? So as an example, like overnight, we could have a huge sell-off and then CPI is extremely bullish, right? Like as an example, like we don't know. The beauty of it is that if you're a price action trader, you're just reacting to what price is giving you. Five-minute holding the EMA, yeah, I mean it is. I mean, we were able to put in a higher high on the 5-minute candle, right? But then you had pretty much an immediate reaction back to the downside. So how much can you lose per trade on a 50K account? That depends on the prop firm. So it's hard for me to answer that question. I mean, so if you go to like if you're referring to like Apex as an example, right? Apex is 80% off right now using the code PW. Basically what happens is that your drawdown, I believe, on the 50K account is $2,500, but it's trailing drawdown. On other prop firms, you might have $2,000 of drawdown on the same size account, right? So it just depends. If I had to start all over, but everything you know now, but only had 1,000 to start with, where would you start? Well, if I knew everything I knew now and I had $1,000, I definitely would probably leverage prop firms. Because if you're gonna put $1,000 in a brokerage account, you're not gonna, to be honest, that wouldn't be enough to actually trade like a NASDAQ mini, because like any kind of slippage or whatever, and that you're gonna be done, right? So I would probably start off with prop firms, leverage that, and not worry about what people are making on social media. because you're on your own timetable. So I made a mistake of that, like looking at other people like, oh, this person just made $40,000-$50,000 today and I only made 2,000, right? Like, what's wrong with me kind of deal. So you're not in competition with anybody except for yourself. You're competing against yourself. Hardest thing, like, yeah, that's what I'm kind of talking about right now, right? As far as when I started trading, is basically trying to rush the process. Do I think 1,000 is okay to start a live trading micros? Personally, I would probably leverage prop firms. Get a couple prop firm accounts, right? And put that money somewhere else, and you know, whatever. Try to grow some of that money or whatever the case may be. But I would leverage prop firms. That's the beauty of prop firms. Limited capital, right? And you can scale it. So, all right. So what's going on right now? What I see on the 15-minute chart, I mean, nothing that we haven't seen so far, to be honest. Price put in a higher high, we're rejecting back. So the 14 EMA on the 15-minute chart is 25,225. So right now we're kind of ranging in this area, right? We put in a higher high, price pull back. And this is a time where, okay, took 2 trades already. And you got Trump that's scheduled, I guess, to speak at 3 o'clock. Doesn't mean it's going to start at 3 o'clock. So I will be a little cautious of that. This is a 5-minute chart. So, you know, can this current 5-minute candle close above the 14 EMA, right? If it cannot close above the 14 EMA on the 5-minute chart, then there might be more downside selling pressure. I'm using Trade-of-8 prop. So that's why when you see like the banner at the top of the screen, yeah, Trade-of-8. Larry Suarez 8388. That's a personal preference. Like, you got to decide if you want to use, you know, what contract size to use. I typically, so if I'm trading the 150K account, 1 to 2 contracts is typically my max size. All right, so we were able to close. All right, so let me do this. This is kind of like what I'm talking about, right? So even if I'm a support and resistance trader, so this gray box, like, you had that bullish pin bar that I saw, right? And I took a buy to the upside. So if price takes out the previous 5-minute candle's low, which is 25,256.75, then that's not great for bulls short term, right? Doesn't mean that we're not still bullish, but short term that's not great, because you would want to see price basically kind of dip down on the 5-minute chart like it just did right now, and then push back up and continue higher, right? Basically a retest to the downside and a push higher. D Meat 78, I'm back, baby. Meeting cut short. Let's go. Still not 1,000 likes. FPL fantasy. All right, guys. So we got 1,821 people watching. So if you have not hit the like button, please do. Took two winning trades so far. Let's go. Just trying to make a little money. Yeah, so we just put in a lower low, right? So on a 5-minute chart compared to the previous candle. So that for me is, you know, we're getting close to the time that I talk about a lot. Close of a 1-hour candle. Keep in mind that on the 1 hour chart, you got about 12 minutes and a half left. So, and this candle is currently bearish. Doesn't mean that it's going to end bearish, because it could push up, but it could wick up and, you know, end up closing green. But price already established a higher high, right? So it basically put in a high at the 25,288 level compared to the previous 1 hour candle. So what coin am I trading? Mario Cruz. I'm trading NASDAQ, so I'm not trading any coins. Finance with Diego. He's trading DMONEY coin. Let's go. So Savage Trading. So I'm trading the Lucid straight to funded accounts. I believe the consistency rule on the, you know, in its 20% consistency rule on a straight to funded account, 150K account, I believe it's actually higher, maybe 30%. Don't quote me 1,000%, but I know it's higher than, I'm almost certain it's 30% on the evals. Am I secretly a Raiders fan? No, I'm not a Raiders fan. Are you? Yeah, no consistency on evals, guys. Blew my funded account today. I was up 1,200 and lost all 2,000. I need to accept losses. Yeah, that's easier said than done, right? I've been there a ton, right? So not every trade's gonna work out, and sometimes it's hard to accept it. Even if you're right on the direction, sometimes your timing is off, your entry's way off, and sometimes it's easier to close the trade out and re-enter if you start seeing confirmation on what you were thinking on the chart. All right, so we had, this is kind of like a little bit of sideways action. You had a drop below the EMA and close. Now we're pushing right back up, right? And that kind of 10 minutes before the close of a 1 hour candle, you got Trump that, yeah, so it looks like Trump's going to be speaking on Homeland Security. So that's what the 3 o'clock speech is going to be about. So that could definitely have some impact on the market, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can pass in 1 day on yes, on Lucid, yes. Yeah, so Legends actually has most prop firms. So I mean, I'll take that back. Not all prop firms, but the majority of the prop firms, a lot of them allow you to pass in 1 day. Some of them actually, they have like a 50%. Like I know, like Take Profit Trader, you can only make 50% of basically your profit target, right? Like within 1 day. So they kind of spread it out. You just have to read the rules. Funding ticks is 3 days. Yeah, it just depends. Like you got to read the rules, chat. So every prop firm is a little different. Raptors fan journey. Some people are lazy. Yeah, like I try to answer as many questions as I can, chat. You're great for the BDH and really good balance for PWD money. Great insight on the market too. Hey, I appreciate that. Yo, D, let's go. Let's go. All right, we got 1,869 people watching, chat. So if we can't get 1,000 likes, Jerome might be waiting at my car once I leave the stream, guys. And I don't want to see that guy, to be honest. Dave Official 09C. I've had anxiety and lack of confidence. I'm enjoying these trading sessions. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm just trying to add value to the BDH network, and I'm happy to be here. So.
Other than take profit, who has the best payout policy?
I think it's a preference thing, to be honest. So take profit is popular because you can get the daily payouts, right? So it's a preference, to be honest. I mean, some people love Apex because Apex, you can get up to 20 accounts. You can scale. You know, so it just depends. I like Lucid as well. Lucid is good because, like I said earlier, the daily loss limit increases as your profit increases in your account. And like I said, I'm trading the straight to funded accounts right now, so it's a preference thing. Sherwin, D-Money, I'm gonna say this again. Your streams are awesome. That boy good. Hey, I appreciate that. So right now we're holding the 14 EMA, right? We had a close below it as basically as a bearish pin bar. And now this current candle, 5-minute candle, is closing back above the EMA. So no wick on the bottom of this 5-minute candle. So that's a little strange. And this is your 1-hour chart. Currently, right? This is the 1-hour chart. So it'll be interesting to see if this candle closes green. Tick for tick, exactly. There are details on prop firms on the Only Prop Firm site. That's why I was referring you guys to onlypropfirms.com earlier, right? You can get you can compare prop firms, pricing, all of that stuff. All right, so there's the pushback to the upside, right? So this 1-hour candle is, and the reason why I haven't taken the third trade yet is because, you know, I know we're getting close to the close of this 1-hour candle. Took 2 trades already. But if I'm a bull, we're above the 14 EMA. My stop, if I'm looking at maybe trying to challenge that 287 level, my stop would have to be back below the 14 EMA, which is on the 5-minute chart. That's like the 264 level, right? So you're talking like a 10-point stop. Do I like Porsche? Do I like Porsche car? Of course. X-Lord X33, I've become profitable since I started watching and using EMAs. I truly appreciate it, man. Hey, that's good to hear, but like I said, you're doing all the work, right? You're taking the trades. All right, so I want to see if we can get out of this range, so that 288 range, and if so, 25,300 would be in play. And I'm also curious to see, I mean, we got a 2 minutes, 20 seconds left on this 1 hour candle. So can this candle, current 1 hour candle, close green? And you got Trump that's supposed to start, he's supposed to start at 3, right? So we'll see. No, that's EST. That's Rage Not Rocking Gaming. Trump's supposed to speak at 3 p.m. Eastern time, which is about 1 minute and 40 seconds. Mr. 45 special. Nah, guys, I used to actually have I had a Cayman. I used to drive a Cayman, guys, when I was at I got that car actually right before I left Target. So I had a 718 Cayman, black with tan interior. Let's go. Yeah, I feel like this candle wants to close green, right, on a 1 hour chart. This morning's YouTube stream could not be backed up and stayed live. Now your stream can be backed up and keeps falling out of real time. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I mean, I haven't seen that anywhere else in the chat, but on my side, it's all go. You know, it's all go. Like, I don't see anything. I don't see any glitches or anything like that. So, Kenny, yeah, he's doing his best. Yeah, that 1 hour candle struggling, right? All right, so it's gonna close. All right, it closed bearish on the 1 hour chart, right? So, if that downside selling pressure is gonna continue, maybe we get a little push up, form a top wick, and then we expand lower, right? But this is the first bearish candle in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, basically, right? We had 6 hours since 8 o'clock of buying pressure to the upside. We finally got a bearish candle. Doesn't mean that we're ultra bearish now. I'm just saying that it could not close green. That's all. Just kind of keeping a note of that. And that kind of coincides with Trump, right? Maybe that's because Trump is speaking at 3 o'clock and the market wants to wait. He's not currently on yet because I'm looking at the monitor behind me. I don't see him. So, yeah, guys, Mona just subscribed. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, let's go. If you haven't hit the like button, guys, please do. How many? We're at 950 likes, guys. Ginger just told me. So if you have not hit the like button, please do. Let's go. Pullback candle, more upside. Yeah, I mean, possibility. Have to be kind of cautious because we've been stuck in this range and you have Trump that's getting ready to speak, right? And a lot of times before like Trump speaks or there's news, right? A lot of times we'll get a range that's established. And then once that speech is over or the news gets released, obviously, right, the market will pick a direction. So just trying to be patient. Like I said, all right, so here's the rejection on a 1 hour chart. If we don't get 1,000 likes, Jerome pulling up with baby oil and ketchup packets. Oh man, I don't want to be here if that happens. All right, yeah, it sounds like we hit 1,000, right? So yeah, I appreciate that, guys. What's the difference between normal and futures trading? So are you saying like normal trading as far as what, like trading like the stock market? I'm not quite sure. So if you're saying like, or prop trading, I'm not sure on your, I'm not certain on your question, but if you're saying like prop trading, obviously you're trading, you're leveraging prop firms and putting up less capital, right? So because if I'm trading in the real market, I need a lot more capital to trade the size that I'm trading. So maybe that's what you're asking about? $287. All right, I'm gonna take a sell, guys. Keep in mind these are evals, only because it's that time of day, right? So stop would be above 288. If it breaks above that, I'll be out of the trade, and that's just anticipating because we closed bearish on the 1 hour chart. So my stop is basically the top of the 1 hour candle. If it breaks above that, I don't want to be in the trade, right? So just trying to see if we can get a test lower to maybe 246. All right, that was roughly, let's see if it'll continue or if it's gonna stall back, right? So I wanna see if we can test deeper into this bottom wick. I might not get it, but I'm holding for that. That's what I'm anticipating, right? I would like to see more selling pressure to the downside. Entry was 272, and it's kind of stalling, right? Which is not great, but just saying that even if price wants to push higher, maybe it puts in a lower wick before pushing up. But if it doesn't hold, that's fine. And like I said, these are evals, guys, on this trade. Stop will be 288. There you go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I want to see if it can tap. I want to flush, right? I really do, because you had some selling pressure, weakness on the previous 1 hour candles charts. I want to see if we'll get follow through. All right, so I'm gonna close it there. I'll take that. So that's basically playing into the wick theory, right? So you guys know that I trade wicks. If you've been tuning in to the stream, you got a top wick on the previous 1 hour candle, and that's where my stop was, right? And we might get more downside pressure. Yes, that particular trade was on evals, correct? Because I've already hit the threshold on that I'm comfortable with on the funded accounts, correct. So that's why I announced it before I took the trade, right? So that these are, I'm trying to get more Apex accounts funded. So basically, there you go, right? That's more of the drop that I wanted. And that's just basically, I got in basically here. And my stop was the previous 1 hour candles high, right? Because we failed to close bullish. We've had like 6 or 7 green candles in a row. So even if price wanted to expand higher, my thought process is that price will push down initially, form some kind of bottom wick, and then push higher, right? Even if it wants to expand. Why do I like the white background? Just cleaner for me, right? So it's just a preference thing. I know PW gives me a hard time about the white background. A lot of people in the chat give me a hard time, but I'm just trying to make a little money. Yeah, guys, I'm not getting married to a trade, right? I mean, these are evals, right? I'll take the 455 per account in the evals, right? I mean, I'm not Jose, what's up? What's good, D-Money? Hey, what's up? TKXX3MN, shorting an uptrend successfully is crazy time. Yeah, and that's only right, and that's why I'm not married to a trade. So, right, my stop was basically maybe 10 points. So that's 3 trades, guys. 2 buys, one sell. The first 2 trades was on funded accounts. This last trade was on on eval accounts. But 3 for 3 on those trades so far, right? So let's go. And I'm cautious, right? Because overall the trend is we're bullish. So I'm not gonna get married to a sell when you're technically going counter trend, but I do play retests. That's just how I trade. You guys know that if you kind of been tuning into my either the D-Money show or when I'm in the morning stream with PW, right? So I play the wicks, and I saw basically price was rejecting the previous candle's high, having a hard time getting up there, so I took a sell. Flipping Magic City 7580. You reach 1,000 likes. That boy good. That boy good. That boy good. Yeah, I appreciate the support, guys. I don't take it for granted, and I'm humbled. So thanks for tuning into the stream. Am I taking buys? No, I'm not taking buys right now. I mean, all right. So does anybody see Trump speaking? Because on Fox News, it was there. It was saying that it was going to be 3 o'clock, and then it's gone. So I don't. You have to kind of be mindful of your time. Carlos 55910. D-Money, I'm back. You were 2 for 2. Did I miss any more trades? I just took a sell, but that was on an eval. That wasn't on a funded account. and picked up a little bit over 10 points on that sell. That was on a 1 hour chart. Just seeing that price had put in the wick at 288, 25,288. When this current 1 hour candle opened, I basically saw that it was having a hard time putting in a higher high. I sold it down basically, and my stop loss was the previous candle's high, but that was on the eval. Trump usually waits for the market to close. Yeah, I mean, Trump does his own thing. Right? So a B plus setup. Yeah, that's not an A plus setup, because technically the market is overall we're bullish right now. So that's why I didn't hold the trade. That's why I took it, to be honest, in an eval, because it's technically a counter trend. So just kind of keep that in mind. He hasn't started yet. Copy that. Trump ain't got time for us. Ain't nobody got time. Trump's like, ain't nobody got time for that. All right, so if you're tuning in now, I've taken 3 trades, guys. Three trades, chat, right? 2 buys. Those buys were pretty much in before 3 o'clock. And then I just took a sell off the 1 hour candle that opened, and pretty much stop loss was right above the previous candle's high because it closed bearish for a quick 10 points. And that last trade was on evals. The first 2 trades were on funded accounts. Let's go. What trade copier? Trade of 8. Trade of 8 trade copier. CS369. D, I don't think Trump is gonna talk. Fox have a live streaming running 24/7 with clickbait titled "Trump Live Soon." Yeah, I mean, you could be right on that. I don't see it on my screen, so it was there a second ago, so you might be right. DMONEY, I think the way of your trading filled in the missing pieces on my way of trading. I am starting to win most trades and being green. Hey, congrats to you, right? You're doing all the work. I'm just showing how I trade, guys, right? Not every trade's gonna work out for me. That's just trading, but I trade the same every day. I try to keep it simple as I can, that, you know, where it makes sense to me, and I live with the trade, right? So I'm happy that you're starting to see more green days. That's what it's all about, right? Isn't it awkward? Price action day today made me think once again about it all. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, the open today was, I mean, was exactly what the doctor ordered, so to speak, right? In my opinion. I mean, we had price action that was basically EMA cross bullish to the upside, right? Momentum to the upside. You had a retest of the EMAs. Was able to catch buys off the 5-minute opening range break to the upside for buys, and then was able to catch another buy off the retest of the EMAs and just kind of scalp, right, for more buys. So I mean, I think probably what you're saying is that it's kind of like you get a break to the upside, you get a drop, push up, then it consolidates, then it pushes down a little bit, and that's probably what you're saying, right? Kind of like choppy fest, but then expanding higher. Yeah, it's one of those like slow grind days up. That's probably what you're referring to, I'm guessing. what percentage of my accounts do I blow or have I blown? Guys, I'll tell you that all the time. Like I've blown a ton of accounts trying to figure out. But I'll be honest, most of the accounts that I've blown previously have been greed, meaning that not taking profit, trying to size up when it doesn't make sense. So maybe I'm upset because I missed my entry on a buy and I was bullish on the day, and I tried to basically, I had to be right on the trade, right? So I'm human just like everybody else, guys. So I mean I've blown a ton of accounts, but that's part of the process. That's part of learning. That's part of trading. Stop loss hunter. They call it tuition. Yeah, I mean that's so. All right, if you're a business owner and you create a business, right? There's gonna be expense, or you run a business. There's gonna be business expenses. So I was in retail management, right? And there's a P&L. There's employees that or associates that have to get paid. There's all your light bill, your electricity bill, all of that stuff, right? You pay for merchandise that's coming into your store. So there's always expenses. The way to cut down on those expenses, basically though, is learning from your mistakes and being more productive, right? More trades doesn't equal more profit. And I used to trade. I tried to trade every session, and that was not good, right? I mean, I'm gonna trade London session today. I'm gonna trade US session after that, and then I'll be back for Asian session. Like that's didn't work out great for me. All right, so we're kind of stuck. So currently, right, doesn't mean we are putting in currently on the 15-minute chart, we're putting in higher lows. So based off what we've been kind of doing today, wouldn't be surprised if we expand higher, closer to that 338 level possibly. Hey D Mula, it's hard for me with the pressure of having 5 days of trading and haven't hit the half profit target after the third day. What do you do in this situation? I would stop thinking about the profit target. That's just my advice. I made that mistake. Like I'm at the point now, yeah, and see we're starting to expand, right? To the upside. Where you have to be comfortable, like even if the prop firm that you're trading, let's say you're trading Apex as an example, right? If you're on a PA account, you have to trade for 8 days. That doesn't mean that you have to get to payout in 8 days. You can take longer. There's nothing wrong with that. You're at your own pace. So don't rush it. My advice would be don't rush it. Try to focus on taking quality trades. And if it takes you 8 days, then that's great. If it takes you longer than 8 days, like there's nothing wrong with that. Your goal is to try to get to a payout, right? That's all that matters is payouts. Even on direct, straight to funded accounts. Like, yeah, you don't have to take an evaluation, but you're still trying to get to a payout. Costa Rica Chris, I haven't passed an eval yet. I mean, continue to hone your strategy. And I mean, that's the best advice I can give you, right? Just take a look at why your trades, maybe your losing trades didn't work out. Like maybe your entry's a little off, or maybe you sized up too big and you didn't give the trade enough room for like retests. Something like that, right? Maybe that'll help. D-Meat 78. D-Money, are you seeing that the NQ always has a move between 330 and 4? takes me an hour to get home, and when I check it, the move happened. I leave at 3:30, so that sucks. I mean, yeah, sometimes you're gonna move. I mean, it's just kind of weird. I mean, if you guys were tuned into the stream last week, all right, so there's that. All right, it says soon President Trump hosts roundtable on Homeland Security. So that's happening, right? Because I can see people literally seated there, so that's gonna happen. As far as 3:30 to 4, I mean, that's the last like 30 minutes technically of power hour where you typically get a lot of volatility, so that's not surprising. Harsh signify, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. What levels you mark and what things do you see? What things you see when you set up for the day? So yeah, every day I map out the previous candles, previous daily candles high and low, right? I map out the previous daily candles high and low. That's what I did. That's where I was getting that level from, right? The 25,338.25 and 24,804.75, right? That's the previous daily candles high and low. And that's pretty much it as far as mapping out on a chart. And then if I'm trading the US session, I'm gonna map out the opening range. The 5-minute candles close. So when the candle closes at 9:35 EST, I'm gonna map out the high and low of that candle. And if there's momentum in that first 5-minute candle of the open, and you got an EMA cross that forms, whether bullish or bearish, price sometimes tends to trend in that direction. So if price is bullish for the day and you get a bullish push above the EMAs, 14 and 50 EMA, with a solid momentum candle, then I'm probably bullish short term, and I will be looking for buys. That's just an example. So Trump about to speak, yeah. Yeah, so if Trump's speaking, I mean, I would be, current 5-minute candle doesn't have a wick on either side, right? Just have to be kind of cautious of like your time that you're in. Because it kind of, you know, like, so right now, took 3 trades. Yeah, I see him on the screen, right? So look out, could be some volatility, right? And we're, all right, so if you look at the 30-minute candle, this is a current 30-minute chart. You have, I mean, we're kind of like, we're stuck in this range right now, right? So the market's kind of waiting for, and clearly it's Trump, because we know that Trump is speaking now, right? So the market, I kind of feel, is kind of waiting to see what he says, maybe possibly right before picking a direction. Coach Feb trades, it's discipline, D. I've been doing it for 10 years. I believe it takes a lot of patience. Yeah, you're right. I agree. I've been trading for 10 years, over 10 years as well. And it's I guess making mistakes in trading and not wanting to keep making those same mistakes, right? To be honest. Trump this market. Bart Simpson patterns. Yeah, I mean, but that's kind of expected, right? I mean, at this time, I mean, if he's speaking, that makes sense. Or the market waiting for him to speak, because this is what we're kind of talking about earlier, right? We thought everything was saying 3 o'clock, and then now he just came out at like 3:25. So the honey guy M3U, when marking the daily high and low, do you use the body of the wick? Yes, I use the high and the low that was put in. Correct. The wick, top and bottom. Correct. I include the wicks. Oh yeah, you do. Hey, since you map out the daily every day, I can send you an invite to something that maps daily, hourly, or any higher time frame on a lower time frame chart if you want. Yeah, I know there's indicators out there. I appreciate it, but I mean, it's 2 lines on the chart, right? So he's on, and we're kind of hanging out in this range. So nothing's really happening right now. So kind of standard barcode action. Tim Payne 1057 gonna watch him dump this market, LOL. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. But keep in mind, we also have CPI tomorrow too, right? So that's going to be a catalyst. We know probably in one direction, right? Larry B 5914 D Money, your greatest asset is sticking to your trading method and remaining patient for your setup. Chat needs to burn that in their brain if they want success. Yeah, I think I've learned to be more patient. Like I said, just because I used to rush like trades like all the time. Oh, I'm missing something, right? Let me get in. And what happens? It goes the opposite direction. I used to always joke with like my brother and stuff, like, oh, like price waited for me basically not to watch the chart to get to a certain area. Like maybe it's a price area I was looking for or something, right? And then sure enough, like that little 10-15 minute window that I wasn't watching the chart, it would always get to that area, right? It's like frustrating. So that would like trigger FOMO for me, and I would probably jump in and try to chase the market, and I had to learn. I mean, through losses, to be honest. Do I use London in Asian trading session high and lows? I mean, in the US session at the open, I'll kind of look at that. Like, okay, hey, maybe we swept the Asia low or London low as an example. But it's price action, right? Trading price action. D Money in the house. Yeah, guys. So, Kev trades, I've noticed I rush evals, but then it carries over to when I get funded and I overtrade. Yeah, like I can tell you right now, my first funded accounts that I had, I blew those accounts. Like, I guess because I was so much dopamine, you're feeling good because you finally, maybe took you a while to pass some evals, and you're like, oh, I'm finally funded. But that's when it gets real. Right? The evals are only evals. I mean, like, they're evaluation accounts. So once you get funded, like I said, you're at your own pace. Doesn't mean you got to pass them in a day. You got to hit the profit target in 8 days or 7 days. Or I mean, it's nothing wrong with pacing yourself. Yeah, we're literally going nowhere, chat. Like, we've been stuck in this range. We've been stuck basically in a 41 point range since probably about, oh, thanks, I appreciate it, 45 minutes. So I was able to take 3 trades though, right? So what size are your Apex evals? They're 150K evals. ES is breaking down. Relax and Sound Alpha. Yeah, right now though, I mean, NASDAQ is kind of just, we're stuck, right? So Nothing wrong with being patient. But that's why, you know, I took, like I said, in those, you guys saw those, I mean, those trades, right? I kind of called out that I was taking 2 buys and I took a sell in the eval account. So 3 for 3, right? Hey, not a bad session so far. Chad 361, do I trade gold? No, I do not. I just never got the hang of it. I mean, and what I mean by that is, I mean, I see crazy moves on gold all the time, but the times that I tried to trade gold, it literally was a chop fest. So the reason why I stick to NQ is because NQ, and it, you know, not to say that NQ is kind of choppy right now, right? To be honest, I mean, we're stuck in a range, but I like the movement on NQ. ZN3212, pin it that you don't trade gold. I know I get that question a lot. So I'll probably add that one to the list, right? As far as pin in the chat. So I do recognize though, right? I mean, we do have, maybe there's viewers that are tuning in for the first time to the D-Money show. I appreciate it. If this is your first time today, chat, you know, welcome to the D-Money show. We're just trying to make a little money. Trump is currently speaking right now. So, you know, unfortunately, for me, that's not the ideal time to trade. I mean, I took 3 trades. ZN3212, that list will be long. When you write, you write. You write. Lewis Davis 3238, what's up, man? Talked to Rick yesterday about you. Let's go. You're trying to make a little money. Yeah, guys, so Mustafad Yo 9745, I want to go for shorts and swing it. I'm not a swing trader, so I can't, you know, I don't have any input on that. I'm a price action trader, so I mean, we are stuck in a range on a 5-minute chart, but to me that's short term, and maybe that's because Trump is speaking, right? So that's how I kind of trade. I'm not here to knock anybody's trading style, so if you see something on a chart, I mean, that's up to you, right? If I'm aware that CPI news is going to be released tomorrow. And maybe that's a catalyst that dumps us lower. So I'm not sure. But price so far on a 5-minute chart. So if I want to be a short-term bear, the way that I trade, price needs to be below 25,233, because that's the 50 EMA, right? And it needs to close below that level. And maybe Trump is, you know, I mean, maybe he's gonna say something that the market doesn't like, that causes that to happen, right? I'm not sure. But as a price action trader, like I would just react to it. D-Money, I agree. You have to optimize the signal to noise ratio. I found too many indicators to be a distraction, missing proper entry points or not seeing the signal through the noise. Yeah, and that's why, guys, I know you guys, a lot of people aren't a fan of the white chart, but I basically just tried to keep it clean, and I got the 14 and 50 EMA on my chart, and that's it, right? The rest is price action. Because if I have more indicators, what I used to do is I would get so caught up in what that indicator was telling me that I would lose trades, because I'm like, well, the indicator says that there's volume at this level, like, right, as an example. But price action is always going to be king, right? Price action is always going to take precedent over everything else. So I kind of got away from that. What indicators? Yeah, 14 and 50. It's posted at the top of the chat. 14 and 50 EMA. I'm up 200 on micros. I'll take it. LOL. Hey, 200 a day. So that's going to give you $1,000 a week, right? If just as an example. So that's $52,000 for the year. The median household income in the U.S. is like $60,000. Believe it or not. So sometimes you got to put everything in context. It's choppy today. Yeah, it's choppy now. I mean, but we had some, I mean, the EMAs they paid today, right? I mean, I think it's safe to say that. You can kind of see it on the chart. The EMAs, if you're an EMA trader, momentum trader, like the EMAs paid. For sure. They don't call it NASCrack for nothing. Once you've tried it, you're hooked. LOL. Mr. 4 special. Mr. 45 special. Yeah, I agree. Can I talk about the tax side of trading? Yeah, so I mean, you're gonna be paid payout wise as an independent contractor, right? You're gonna get a 1099 from whatever prop firm you get a payout from. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's why some people trade under a LLC for the tax write-off benefits. I'm not a tax advisor, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. So, I mean, that's, you have to do your own like due diligence on that. But, you know, I would maybe talk to a tax professional, which is not me, right? I'm just here trying to make a little money. What about losses? Yeah, you got to get with a tax professional, right? So I can't give you financial advice or tax advice, guys. Legally, right? I'm not licensed to do that. So all right, so Reed Street, if you could map an hourly chart over a 5-minute, would you? Or would that be a distraction? Are candlestick indicators, if they are overlaid? Yeah, I don't really map out. I mean, I'm sure there's something, I mean, I'm sure you probably could, to be honest, but I'm comfortable flipping back and forth between the time frames. Shane, D-Money, we love you. When the 14 EMA crosses the 50, are you looking for upside or downside depending on the cross? Yeah, it's so I'm looking at price action. Price action is going to take precedent over it's going to take precedent over the EMA cross. I'm using the EMA cross as confluence, right? So if I'm bullish, yeah, if it's a bullish EMA cross, meaning that price crossed up to the upside above both EMAs, then I'm bullish. As long as price can hold the EMAs, right? Meaning that it's not going to drop back below it. If it drops back below the 14 and 50 EMA, I don't want to be in a buy. So I hope that kind of breaks it down for you a little bit. If you continue to watch me trade and watch the streams, and guys, I'll be honest, PW actually, he trades that same setup using the 9 and 21 EMAs, right? He talks about that all the time. The EMA cross, we got an EMA cross. If I want to be buying, I want to be buying above the EMAs, not below the EMAs, right? So yeah, the more you watch the streams, you'll kind of pick up on how we're trading it. Hey Demarius, it's such a pleasure watching you trade every night. You bring huge value to those learning. Be patient and resilient. Your analysis is clear, sleek, and minimum indicator. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think I'm pretty patient, right? I mean, you know, I appreciate everybody tuning into the stream. I don't take that for granted. I've said that multiple times, right? That this is my dream job, you know. So I'm happy to be here. Grateful for PW, right? He offered me the opportunity to be a part of the BD8, so let's go. Costa Rica Chris, I find the end of day session to be harder. So it's definitely slower. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about that. That's why I don't marry a lot of trades in the afternoon session, and especially with Trump. So if you guys were tuned into the D-Money show last week, Trump, I think 4 out of the 5 days, he either had a tweet that came out during the afternoon session, or he was speaking. So you have to kind of keep that in mind, that, you know, those 10, 12 point, 15 point trades, I'm taking them, right? I'm not going to hold it probably for longer because of that. And right now, as you can kind of see on the 5-minute chart, we're stuck in this gray box that I kind of drew out. That's just a consolidation range. We're stuck, right? We've literally been in the 30, 35 point range for, it feels like forever. And maybe the market's waiting for him to quit speaking. But I mean, the good news is I was able to take 3 trades, right? So took 3 trades, 2 buys, and 1 sell in an eval account, right? So the 2 buys were in the funded accounts. I showed that earlier, and took a sell in the eval account. So let's see where I'm at for the day on the funded accounts really quick. All right, so this is the straight to funded Lucid accounts. So I mean, that's 5,000. Let's go, right? So that's 5,000 in the Lucid accounts. And let me switch to the Legend accounts. Give me 1 second. All right, so that's the Legend accounts. So that's roughly about $9,600, guys. Let's go. All right, so am I taking a buy if we tap the 50 EMA? That's home hauls. All right, so I mean, I wouldn't take a buy just by it tapping it. I would take a buy if we get a tap of it and a close above it, right? Because a lot of times if price approaches that 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart, technically it might have a lot of selling pressure to the downside and it might bust right through it, right? So I want price to come down to that level and hold it, meaning that maybe it taps it, maybe it puts in a little low and swipes it and then closes back above it. Or maybe even, so maybe that candle closes and then you get the next candle that closes bullish back to the upside, right? And then I would kind of look for that kind of price action. But right now, I mean, it's stuck in a range. I mean, you guys can see that. I mean, I drew it out, that the gray box, just to kind of show like what we're dealing with right now. Did I trade larger size today? No, I traded max 2 contracts per account. The charting queen, big payout coming. Hey, what's up? How are you? Let's go. Jose, what I got going after work? Hanging out from, avoiding Jerome. Probably watch some NBA, right, tonight. The season's been starting out. I mean, Ja Morant went off last night. Let's go. So I am a Ja Morant fan, guys. So he went off last night. And I think Zion too, right? Zion was balling last night. So I'm going to watch some NBA games tonight. Wemby, yeah, Wemby's balling. I didn't even know this, chat, that Wemby has a brother, and I think his brother is like 6'7", and I think he's like 18. He's already 6'7", so yeah, I saw Wemby. Wemby's balling for sure. Yeah, his 18-year-old brother's already 6'7", right? 6'7", so he's probably gonna be nice too. So Rozier and Billups, yeah, I saw he got locked. Yeah, they got locked up. Not good. Maybe they saw Jerome. Maybe they saw Jerome when they were locked when they got locked up. The Knicks. All right, so responsible Forex trading. Would you say you like the extra pressure with an audience? Do you think it makes you trade better? I mean, I think it. I like to say I like to stay true to myself. So if I'm talking about patience, I think you guys can kind of pick that up, right? The chat is very good at picking up on, I think, behaviors and all of that stuff, right? So I use the higher time frame, and I think it definitely, if you're a streamer, if you're live streaming, yeah, it's gonna probably make you more patient, because you want, I mean, nobody wants to fail at trading, right? I mean, you want to take high quality setups. All right, so here's a sell down through that range finally. But that's at the open of a candle, right? So this is what I was kind of talking about when somebody asked the question, would I get long right off the 50 EMA? You had a swipe. You had a swipe of the 50 EMA, and you got no wick at the top of the current 5-minute candle, right? There's no wick to the upside, meaning that there was no retest. Price basically just opened and fell. Let's see how many points that was. 30-point sell-off right at the open of this 5-minute candle with no wick to the upside, right? So that, for me, like, I would wait for more information. That's just how I trade, right? Because if I go to the 1-hour chart, you got to also keep in mind that price, the 14 EMA on the 1-hour chart, if we're going to continue lower, that's 25,170. So is this the sell-off? Like, that's the question, right? 30-minute chart, 25,207. That's the top of the 14 EMA on the 30-minute chart. So that's basically the closest area, and that kind of matches up with. Let me do this real quick. So if you're like a support and resistance trader, that the top of the 14 EMA on the 30-minute chart kind of matches up, right? Because the last time we were in this area, we had a bullish reaction, right, to the upside. So 25,207 could be in the cards very well. Mercy Mugo, Miss Kenya took the sell and my day ended great. Hey, nice. Do I still watch the WNBA? No, the season's over, right? So once the NBA season, guys, I watch the WNBA because there's no basketball that's playing anywhere else, right? But that season's, the WNBA season starts and the WNBA season ends. So they don't go on at the same time. So, charting queen, I've been short since 280 zone. Nice. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the 30-minute chart, I mean, we failed to put in a higher high even on the 30-minute chart, right? That 282 level. Stop could have been above 287. Small stop, 7 points, 8 points. you watch the big three. I'm not gonna lie, I've never really got into the big three. Never really got into it. Go short, bro. So, all right, how I trade, guys, right? Price, if I want to go short, I want to see price close below the 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart. That's just how I trade, right? So, and there's no wick at the top of the 5-minute candle, so you have to watch that. I'm not saying that there's not more selling to come, right? But why did price not put in the top wick? All right, maybe Trump said something. I'm not listening to what he's saying. But I would want to see price close below the 50 EMA. And I've taken 3 trades already, right? So I'm not. And basically what I'm saying, if price is below the 5-minute candles 50 EMA, for me, that's a sign, and closes there, that's a sign that, you know, sellers are back, the bears are short-term back in control, right? That's just how I trade it. This could be nothing. This could simply be a retest for the market to push higher, because you got Trump that's on the screen, right? So that turns it kind of like into a news trade. So EPB trades, took my trade off just before the drop because I'm cooking and trading. Hey, what are you cooking, man? I'm hungry. Let's go. All right, so all right, so here's that push down. Let's go into these accounts. All right, so can price is price gonna hold on a 5-minute chart? Is it gonna hold this 236 level, right? Which is basically the 50 EMA on a 5-minute chart. And put in more upside, right? That's the question. Nobody's listening to what he's saying, LOL. Yeah, because I mean, it's almost like he's speaking so much now that it's kind of hard to, right? Like, it's like, I feel like he almost has a speech every day. All right, I'm gonna take a stab at a buy, guys. These are on evals, by the way. Evals. Stop is gonna be below the 50 EMA, 237. These are not funded accounts, guys, right? These are evals because Trump is speaking, so. Just trying to see if we can get back above the EMA, so like that 274 level. If it drops below 236, then I'm out of the trade. Or, you know, if it basically takes out that 230 level, I'll be out of the trade. I'm looking at no wick on the previous 5-minute candle as well, which is a little strange. But these are not in the funded accounts, right? So somebody said don't go long. Yeah, I mean, these are actually these are not funded accounts, guys. These are evals. So All right, so aiming for 274. If it gets up 10 points, I might close at 264. And I was just seeing no wick at the top of the previous 5-minute candle, so we'll see, right? If we start to stall, then I'll kind of play it by ear, but 264 I might close, which will be 10 points. We'll do like 266. And see if we can push up with some momentum to kind of get above that level, but if it stalls, I might close it, right? So, but I want to see now like a push to the upside. Pretty quick. All right, there's 263, about 10 points. All right, I'm gonna close it.
Order filled.
And that's basically just playing the EMAs, right? Trump gonna bless you. Yeah, my stop loss was back below the EMA, guys. Let's go. So that's so like I said, those were evals in full transparency, right? So I'm gonna make sure I announce to you guys when it's evals and when it's funded accounts. So those were evals. So that's basically, I took 4 trades, two buys basically earlier in the funded accounts. I'm up like $9,500 today on the funded accounts, and 2 sells for quick scalps, right? About 10 points each. Let's go. Not gonna get married to these trades, guys, because you got Trump speaking, so you have to be cautious of that. So what I saw is, let me kind of go over that trade real quick. So you had the wick on the 5-minute chart to the downside below the EMAs, and you had a reaction back to the upside, right? And no top wick on that 5-minute candle. So that basically that bearish pin bar had no top wick. So a lot of times when you see that, price will love to kind of dip down and then push up and maybe put in a almost like a retest, even if it's gonna want to drop lower. So I saw that, and that's why I took the trade. Let's go. 4 for 4. Let's go. Just trying to make a little money. Now that one, guys, like I said, that was an eval, right? So I think 4 for 4 trading in the afternoon session, guys, with Trump kind of in the background is not a bad day, right? Hardline 1107, nice D-Money. I got stuck in a phone call. I missed that. Yeah. So that was just basically seeing the rejection on the 5-minute chart. Back up, back inside of basically the 14 and the 50 EMA and riding the momentum back up. Guys, drop a W in the chat if you made some money during this afternoon session rocking with the D-Money show. Drop a W in the chat. Let's go. Just trying to make a little money. What am I drinking? I'm actually drinking a smoothie from Tropical Smoothie, guys. I almost got beat up by the lady at the front. She was like kind of upset because I didn't want to sign up for a membership. So little does she know that I know Jerome. Let's go. The playlist that I'm actually using, I do like this one better than the other one. So it's called A-Rap Music 3 a.m. Has a nice little vibe to it, right? Let's go. Am I seeing it continue higher? I mean, overall, we're bullish. You just have to kind of be cautious because Trump is in the background, right? So he's literally on the screen right now behind me. So SJS Yuri, D-Money, thank you for keeping us focused all day. Hey, I'm just trying to make a little money. Sherelle Gilmore, D-Money, just curious, why do you say that it was just an eval? Not understanding why you're saying this, just trying to follow. Yeah, I'm just trying to be transparent as far as like, because typically I wouldn't even trade when Trump is speaking, because that turns kind of like into a news trade. So the thought process is, I know sometimes we get comments, oh, you know, I want to see you take more trades, right? Sometimes that kind of feedback comes back. So my thought process is, okay, if I'm taking a trade in Trump speaking, then I'll probably take some of those trades on the eval, right? So like I said, I took 2 trades in the funded accounts during this session, and then I took 2 trades in the eval account. So just being transparent. Did I move to this area to be a part of the BDH? No, I actually live in downtown Fort Lauderdale. I'm like 15 minutes away from the BDH. Go figure, right? So, all right. So here's that push up, more upside, right? So that trade, if I'm short right now, maybe I was going in off the higher time frame. I would, you know, hopefully, you know, you're out of that trade, because you know, you're probably gonna get squeezed. All right, guys. So if you have not hit the like button, we got 1,271 people watching right now. Please hit the like button. If you have not subscribed to the channel, let's go. I'm here every day, guys. I'm never leaving. Right? Monday through Friday, 1:30 to 4. Attack and Power Hour, right? In the afternoon session. If this is your first time here, I'm D-Money. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you're a regular, I appreciate you guys tuning in to the stream, right? You guys know I'm just trying to make a little money. Steven, D-Money, your strategy is good, but you exit so early before it play out. Well, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, I'm up almost $10,000 on a day, and the evals I'm green even on the evals that I took. So remember, you got to remember, right? I was only targeting 10 points. So those 2 trades, the last 2 trades that I took, I was only trying to get 10 points each trade. I wasn't going for a home run because Trump is speaking. So remember, like, your take profit is your take profit. I'm gonna be strategic based off of the time of day that I'm trading. A lot of times in the afternoon session, you're not gonna get 30, 40, 50, 60 point moves. Look at the price action right now. We're right back down to pretty much where that pump started from, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. Every day is a little bit different. I'm scalping, right? I'm a scalper. I'm gonna take what I can get. So yeah, 1 to 2 contracts depending on the setup. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I'm not trying to catch the whole move, guys. right? I don't need the whole move. If I'm copy trading, that's the whole point of copy trading, right? You're trading across multiple accounts, so I don't need 40, 50 point. Sometimes I don't even need 20, 30 point trades, right? I want to capitalize on some of the move. That's it. D-Money, I have to go now. It's 4 a.m. Take some rest. See you tomorrow, my boy. Hey, yeah. Hey, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I think I'm going to call it. So just a quick recap. Up over $9,500 on the day on the funded accounts. Made some money on the evals, right? Called out 4 trades that I took today in this session, and obviously made money in the US session, right? If you were tuned into that. So, I mean, today, got to call it a win, right? Let's go. Here to make some money. So, just trying to make a little money. All right, chat. I'm going to call it. So I'm going to figure out what's, to be honest, what's for dinner. And I'll catch you guys on the next stream.